All right, guys, now I'm going to go over the National General short-term medical application and process. And we'll talk a little bit in here how easy it is to cross-sell, but there will be specific videos on the other products that we typically write with National General to follow up with. So take a minute to check it out and let me know if you have any questions. All right, so first thing we do is with National General, you have a quoting portal and you have an agent management system portal, or like a agent back office portal. So first, what I'm going through right now is going to be the agent or the quoting engine. Okay. Right now, for illustration purposes, I'm using just a local zip code here. And of course, most of this doesn't change no matter what zip code you use, until product availability gets in the way. So hold on just a second. 38801. You put in your zip code, it pops up with kind of their quote builder, so you can build your entire family out. Just so you can kind of see it with a family, I'm going to build out like a family of 4, so you can see how it goes. So first you're going to do your spouse, your child, and they have other options on there, but basically most of the time you're going to be doing spouse and child. I'm just going to use my family's demographics on here. It's easy for me. To pause there for a minute. Let's see here. Okay, back where I was at. If you do put tobacco usage, none of us use tobacco, but just so you can see it, I'm going to put that here. We would use you check this box and then you just put the last date. Normally I don't ask somebody when the last day they smoked is. If they say they use tobacco, boom, today. They're probably using it every day. Spouse, 1/12/90, child, 11/23/2010, and 10/18/2012. And for start date, of course, I do like to, at this point, actually find out when they're going to start, if they're going to start a certain date. Sometimes we don't know at this point, but let's say today's March. Typically we're looking at the first of the following month. It's pretty common. But it is good to go ahead and know, if they do know when you're going to want it to start, go ahead and put that in there, because if you proceed with the application, it's going to use this date already. Okay, so go to short-term coverage. We can do anywhere between 1 and 11 months, or 1 and 12. And then this is in a lot of states right now, you can do a two 12-month term. This just gives you 2 back-to-back 12-month periods. The only big difference here, and I think there are some more differences that aren't particularly relevant most of the time, but with the 2 12-month terms, they do pay you your full commission level through the entire 24-month period. On the 12-month renewable options, you can do 2 renewals, up to 1 renewal, 2 renewals. Depends on their case. If they're indefinitely needing it, we're doing 2 renewals typically. I've been doing a lot without the fixed premium. The fixed premium makes it very expensive on the front end, and so in the long run, it probably averages out to about the same. But I've been doing 2 renewals. So let's see here. Also, we get asked this by customers a lot, so some of you may ask this. These contracts can be terminated at any time. So if you have someone on a 3-year renewable short-term medical and 6 months in they get a job with group benefits, they can cancel that. They're not locked into that period. That just guarantees that they can keep it for up to 3 years. Also, in between the 2 12-month period, or in between the 12-month periods, the deductibles and things reset, but the pre-existing condition waiting period on short-term medical does not reset when they renew that second and third. There's been some back and forth about that, so we got it straight from the architect of National General that it does not reset after the first 12-month period. So they would, if they had a pre-existing condition that they were treated for in the first 12 months, and it was declined after the, if it was something that evolved in that first 12 months, and then you go into the second 12 months, that would not be a pre-existing condition. They don't get to reset and make everything in the last 12 months pre-existing. So they're going to pull up a state package for you in most states. We just normally click customize right here to go through without that package. We like to build it ourselves. With National General, you're going to have a shopping cart over here to the side. So the first thing I do is clear the shopping cart out and kind of go through and pick my own products. Okay, so what it's going to pull up first is your short-term medical tab. All right, it's going to have, this is effective date for Medicare supplement, so we're not worried about that. It's going to have your effective date here you pick, so you are allowed to change it here if you need to. On the different tabs up here, you can kind of customize this to show, you know, whatever you want it to show, and it will have those tabs up there. But for the purpose of this video, I'll mostly be talking about short-term medical. One of the most common ones we have here is the lower $2,500 deductible. It pays 100% after the $2,500 deductible is met, up to $1 million per person per 12-month period. So that's $622.18 for that plan. So you can add that to the cart right there. Okay. One of the other more common ones is the $5,000 deductible, 100%. When you're trying to get the premium down, a lot of times we do go to the 80-20 deal. So you have $5,000 deductible, and then it pays 80% of the, and then when your 20% reaches another $5,000, it pays 100%. So we like this one because this one technically has $10,000 out of pocket. So we like this one and this one a little better. This one has a $7,500 out of pocket because it's the 20%, $5,000 after you've hit the $2,500 deductible. Okay, so but you know, it's all about getting into someone's budget. So if you can find out the budget, you've seen this on our conceptual video and in our masterclass. If you can find out the budget, it'll give you a little bit more wiggle room on the front end to kind of build your products the way you want them for the client, or what you would highly recommend in that price point. I'm just going to add the 5,000 deductible here, and what I will do right away is just show you guys the options for kind of the cross sell here right within their plan. Oh, let's go ahead and add dental. So if you want to cross sell, normally what we're doing, and I'm going to go over this more in the next plan, is the not there, accident, where is it? Cancer. Is the cancer, heart attack, and stroke. 25,000, 30,000, 50,000, 75,000. So you can add that $75,000 cancer, heart attack, and stroke benefit to that plan right there. You see that? You can go to the fixed indemnity plans, and you can get a hospital indemnity plan if you wanted to. Throw that on there. You can get a Foundations Health, which is their fixed indemnity benefit plan. That's kind of like their similar plan to the Manhattan Life Affordable Choice or the United Health One Health Protector Guard. This plan is pretty robust, so a lot of people get it, and instead of doing a lot of people that are using that fixed indemnity are pairing it with like a higher deductible plan. Like they might go up here to a $10,000 deductible health plan, but then put it with the Foundations Health Gold. And I'm going to go over that plan here in a little bit so you can kind of see it. And then you can also throw in your dental there if you wanted to. So a dental, like your basic dental plan, or you can go up to a higher dental plan. We don't write a lot of National General dental because the network isn't that great in our opinion. So, but you know, if you're in an area where someone is using an in-network dentist and maybe they have a better network, like in a more urban area, you could throw on the intermediate dental plan, and now you've built up a $10,000 maximum out of pocket, 3-year major medical with a dental policy for the whole family, and an indemnity plan that's paying the majority of all the bills in the forefront. Okay, so here is where I would you can go to proposal, or you can click enroll. So enroll is going to go straight into the electronic application. whereas proposal is going to make it where you can email it straight to someone. So I can go in here and I can click view proposal. It's going to pull it up for me. $287.39 a month, $77.60 is going to break everything down, and that's going to be what the client would see. This would actually allow them to look in here at doctors, see the brochure, plan details, and kind of breaks everything down for them. $2,000 a day in the hospital, $70 office visit. For it's breaking that stuff down for them, but then it's also will allow them to pull the brochure straight up and be able to look all the way through it and see the total benefits here. Okay, so go back down a little bit, and if they wanted to check out, they can click check out through the proposal, and they just start putting in their information. All right. When you go to email that proposal to them, you can click email proposal, and you're going to go, say I'm just emailing it to myself. You can put any message you want to in here and send it over, and it sends that link to that proposal we just looked at. Now if I go back here and click edit proposal, it's going to come back into our window, and I'm going to go ahead and go through the enroll link so we can see what it looks like. So let's do Sometimes it takes a little longer than others. I'm going to go through here and do Justin C. Brock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, they're not going to take that. Okay. I had to make it look really good and fake. Okay. Married, street address. Okay, putting in that info and bringing this on through here. Should be coming up on some of the health questions. Hope it's not reading all those socials, and that's what's taking so long. I don't normally put in fake socials when I'm doing it. I enroll real people, believe it or not. Okay, so health questions here. This is for the Foundation Health. So we did 3 products on this one, so they can ask multiple questions for each product. Are you or any persons to be insured now pregnant and expectant father in process of adopting child or ongoing pregnancy? So I'm not going to read every one of these to you, but of course you would want to read these out loud, okay? One of the things on the Foundation Health that hasn't quite called up to the short-term medical, they used to have this question on the short-term medical as well. Are you or any applicant over 300 pounds if male or over 250 pounds if female? This has actually caused me an issue a couple of times, especially when they had it on the short-term medical for men who were very tall and over 300 pounds. I think I had a guy one time that was 6'9" and over 300 pounds. So now the short-term medical doesn't ask that, so that's kind of nice. They can take height into account. So here, if you were rewriting a short-term medical, you would make sure you're clicking rewrite, so that way it wouldn't charge an additional enrollment fee or an additional membership fee. This coverage is not required to comply with federal market requirements for health insurance, principally those contained in the Affordable Care Act. So what this means is they're saying this policy is not required to have all the essential health benefits. It's also not required to have pre-existing condition. It's allowed to have pre-existing conditions because it's not under the ACA mandate. So, and used to, this would be an issue with the tax penalty. Of course, the tax penalty is no more in most states. Make sure you know that in some states they are still penalizing. So we'll go over that in a different video. I guess everybody's at home during the viral outbreak, enrolling people in Quote It. That's why it's taking so long. Okay, so then it goes into some of these very same questions for the short-term medical application. The question about AIDS, diabetes and pre-diabetes is a knockout on short-term medical. You get into diabetes and pre-diabetes, you have to go with certain indemnity options potentially, or a short-term medical through Philadelphia American in states that's available may accept it, and then there's also obviously ACA plans. So coming on down here, now see how I told you that it is an actual height and weight on here now. So okay, so here you put in your bank draft. Okay, and it adds it for those, so we're going to click continue. You can use a credit card with this as well. So this is removing the association discounts, and it's including discounts that are on the plan based on when you're pairing it, you get a discount sometimes on certain products. So looking at this is pretty much just a summary of what you've done on this application. You can click continue. And then you can actually click view your PDFs right here. So then you can save the application for your CRM or wherever you want to save it. So that's what it prints out as. It'll print out a different one for each product. But for now, we're going to go back out here and go to account dashboard. And that's it. That has your summary. That would be submitted. Now, on the email signature, it would send you an email like so. And you would click complete online application. So this is the customer is doing this. They want it to be from their IP address. So that shows that you're not signing it for them. This is what they're going to see. This is not an Affordable Care Act plan. This is not qualifying health coverage that satisfies. So this has all the proper disclosures on here. And then they're going to have to click these. I understand that applying by coverage. I'm agreeing to items under the authorization. So they're agreeing to everything. And then every adult on the application has to type their name in twice. Okay, and then that's where they submit it. I don't have a lot of issues with this. You know, make sure you're telling them, hey, this isn't an Obamacare plan, obviously. You know, so that way you don't have any kind of issues with that. You know, when it gets to that point, of course, you're supposed to have told them that already, you know, what you're doing there. So that's pretty much it on the short-term medical. I'm going to dive in a little bit more on the critical illness and some of the Foundation's Health and some other videos on NatGen. So see you guys on those videos.